Today's Mad Robot tutorial deals with Photoshop and Photoshop layers. I already have a document set up, and this is a document that we're going to work off of. So right now, if you look at the screen here, we have the actual canvas, like this is where everything is created, and then over here we have the layers panel that is opened up. So right now, as soon as I opened up this file, the first thing that happened was a layer was created. And you can see here that I can unsee, or I can click this so that I can't see the background actually, and I'll see the Photoshop checkerboard pattern that we've all gotten really familiar with. And I can also unlock this layer simply by clicking lock, unlock, or lock. Unlock or lock. So that's really simple there. So that's one of the things that frustrated me when I first started out with Photoshop was I lost track of the layers I was using, and I also didn't realize that my layers were locked, so I didn't understand why I couldn't move forward with anything. So now that we have this layer, which you can move this layer around, so we'll just create another layer to demonstrate that. So you have layer 1, and every layer pretty much always comes in on top of the previous layer. So once again, we can do this. Nothing really happens there because there's nothing on that layer. It's blank. So, and we can change this layer, put that on top, change that if we want to. But now let's go ahead and bring in an image so we can really see some differentiation here between the two layers. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and hit place. I'm going to look through my files and find something that I think is going to be good for our purposes here. So I'll use this actually this postcard that I made for an event for this company that was doing an event. So what I've done here is I've brought this in. It brings it in roughly the size that it was created in, or it scales it down to fit on the page within its own dimensions. And I'm going to hit enter, and that's going to allow me to rasterize the image so that I can actually work with it even more. So I'm going to hit this the move tool. I'm going to go up here and hit show transform controls, and I'm going to go ahead and pull this down a little bit. And so now bringing in this object created a new layer which you had to rasterize in order to really fully interact with the layer. So if we want to, we can go ahead and get rid of this layer because it's not really doing anything for us, simply by clicking it and hitting the trash can. So there's that. So here we have layer 1, the background layer, which we can turn off or on, and layer 2, the object. And so now what we can do is, let's say we want to fill the background area with a certain color. Right now I have this set on red. So what I'll do is I'll simply go down to my keyboard and I'll hit Control Backspace, and it will fill the entire background with that color red. So now I have that selected, and I can select this layer. We can set this wherever we'd like. I can also do something like add a drop shadow to this to really show the difference between the layers. It's kind of obnoxious to have your drop shadow be that large. I see a lot of people that have used drop shadows, and it just kind of bothers me a little bit. So I keep mine a little more realistic a lot of the time, just to give it that feeling of depth. Okay, so alright, so that is a quick tutorial on layers. We also went into placing an image into your document, and we also worked a little bit into rasterizing layers, and also working with a few, or just the drop shadow effect in particular. So hopefully that was helpful. Go ahead and like, subscribe, check us out on Patreon. Become a patron there, and you will receive special benefits and more access to more of these tutorials.
Thank you very much. This is Beezel BL Hazard. Have an excellent day.
Stay tuned. Idiots.